Welcome back, everybody, to episode 142 of the Lookout Podcast. I'm, of course, Meelz, and we are here, plagued by technical difficulties, but we are here, especially I am here, I feel like All Might, with LJ. What is up, bro?
Nothing much. Yeah. The tech guys is not trying to see us prosper today, but we prevail.
Just keep your receipt, just in case. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you got some warranty on that bit. We're here. We're trying to provide you awesome, pristine quality. But guess what? You know, sometimes it just don't work. And if you hear birds in my background, birds singing McKnight, ignore that too.
Oh yeah, birds in the trap, man.
Hey man, we're here. Okay. 5 years in running, Lookout Podcast, greatest anime podcast that's ever existed.
Absolutely. There's no argument there.
There's none. How are you feeling today, my friend?
Feeling good. We got some good stuff to talk about today. But you know, a chill Sunday. Took the kid to a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese.
Damn.
I know, right?
Has Chuck E. Cheese fell on hard times too? Like, is it? I feel like.
Nah, I mean, I feel that our Chuck E. Cheese, the one that we grew up on, looked more broke than this one. Like the Chuck E. Cheese we grew up on, like that meal was like a hard alcoholic, like a hard drinker.
Right.
The one they got now, like he does, fitness classes and
oh no,
drinks great smoothies.
No,
looks clean and pristine.
No,
yeah.
Not the rat.
They got.
It's a rat. You can't be too damn clean.
New York rat. This one now is like I don't know.
He's different.
This is a mouse. He's like
and it's from San Francisco, baby. He might be out in Silicon Valley. Yeah,
he's the one that sold me that microphone.
Oh shit. With that said, we're here obviously to talk about. We don't have much news in anime this week anyway, so this is good. We get to really like bunker down and figure this thing out. The only news in anime is that they released a visual of Kaiju number 8, which is coming in 2024. Did you see that on Twitter?
No, I have not seen that. But didn't they release the Mashal news too?
No, they did. You know what? I don't read Mashal, so it's not news to me. But I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it's news.
I'm pretty sure it comes. It's soon too. It's April
7th, probably.
7th? Yeah, I'll say April 7th. I think.
That and Dr. Stone, back to back.
Dr. Stone might win this battle. I don't know yet, but
Mashal.
Maybe.
Listen, between Mashal and Dr. Stone, I think we'll be all right this
spring. I know how you people go up for this whole Dr. Stone thing, but it's okay.
Hey man, they got a lot going on. With that said, thank you guys for tuning in as you do every week, and make sure that you guys subscribe to the Lookout Podcast, the Lookout on RNC Radio, anywhere you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon Podcasts, YouTube, anywhere that you listen to it. And then you can also, once you listen to this, you can wait an extra day. On Wednesdays, we got Subsly, Dubsly. They're there breaking down the Saiyans of the Dragon Ball universe. They got so many episodes in the tank. They got so many fans. They got so many people listening. And I'm glad that we're both back operating on all cylinders. So shout out to the Subsly, Dubsly guys. Shout out to D and Jay for doing the damn thing every week. But we are here. We're getting back to the essence of the Lookout, man. This is the essence of it all. Where we're just covering anime. We're just talking about it episode by episode. We're breaking it down. We're bringing it up. We're looking at the inconsistencies. We're niggering it up, if I would say it so.
We're niggering it
up. We're getting it in and making it black again. We're reclaiming Jujutsu Kaisen, and I'm not talking about it in the ways of like, I don't even know what I was going to think it, but we're reclaiming it for ourselves. We are. It's a great series, stellar first season. I would say Jujutsu Kaisen was the first big popular new anime that came out in the pandemic. Um,
Man, it
might have saved
saved
us
us.
all.
It saved us. Nah, Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, we had this conversation too about it of how is it going to be received post pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
post COVID. Well, not really post COVID. Niggas still catching the COVID, but
Because yeah, it
nah,
ain't
but
gone.
nah, it ain't for sure. Niggas just done accepted it for what it is.
COVID just moving
But
different now.
yeah, he's just moving. He's not wilding no more.
Yeah, you
Uh,
just moving different.
yeah. But no, like we talked about how it's gonna be received post pandemic and like how like is that feeling is still gonna be there.
Mm.
And second time around watching this so far, I gotta say that it holds up. It
This is
holds up really well.
this might be my third time watching it. Ironically enough, I watched it when I had COVID and couldn't leave the house. So I binged it again. It was January of last year. Um, so the series ended in
No, we didn't have COVID at the same time. We had COVID near the same time.
yeah. So the series October 2020 ended around March 2021. I get COVID January 2022. I'm watching it there. This is my third time watching it. Yes, this is third time. I was like, let me see how it holds up. And by the way, they also announced, while they haven't given us any actual visual yet, which is very, it's concerning. It's not concerning. They're clearly keeping it close to the chest. Um, we haven't got any visual for season 2 yet. We haven't even got like what the niggas is dressed like. The only thing that we've gotten are like um, sexy Zenin dad, um, and old school Gojo and old school Ghetto, um, and that might be it. But we haven't got much from that. We haven't actually got visuals itself in terms of like how this action's gonna look. A trailer, in the sense, but I feel like by the time this comes out, watch a trailer drop and and blow our
Oh
fucking
yeah,
socks off.
it's bound to happen
Yeah,
something soon
yeah.
because what is it slated for?
It's slated for July.
Summer. Yeah, I was gonna
July.
say summertime, right?
Yeah, it's July. It's July. So
Yeah. Oh yeah,
it's
we're
more.
definitely getting something soon within the
Yeah,
next couple weeks at least.
I think so. I think so.
Imagine
But
they
with
don't drop nothing until like May.
but they are, so they did announce that obviously we're gonna get the past arc, the past Gojo arc, and it'll be a core 1, core 2 with the Shibuya incident. um all of these are kind of hinted in this season 1, um with everything going on. So you know what, this is a great primer, this is a great look back. I think everyone is going to be excited. I think everyone is going to, love what we got offering here. So you know what? Let's get into Jujutsu Kaisen season 1. Let's really get into it. Um, Before that, I got some background news. I got to touch down with the background. Um, Jujutsu Kaisen and Shonen Jump, the manga, started March 5th, 2018. So that we kind of share the same fucking anniversary if we keeping it real. Like if we
Oh
keeping it real,
yeah.
yeah, like the Lookout Network. This started a couple weeks. Jujutsu Kaisen started a couple weeks, I guess, before the end of the Tournament of Power saga. And to be honest with you, I wasn't really watching any more anime outside of that, so I wouldn't have seen it coming. But I'm interested to see how it was received when it initially dropped. But it dropped March 5th of 2018, written by Gege Akutami. As we know, Gege is infamous himself because as we go through the manga each week, if you're a manga reader, if you're something along those lines, and I think when you reach the end of this podcast, we're gonna do something like uh we'll just arbitrarily call it the spoiler section. So we're going to kind of look at, okay, how does this begin of the story fit in with where we're currently at in it, to kind of appease the manga fans as well as the anime fans. But if you're not a manga reader, you may don't you may want to end your journey a little bit early. But if you are a manga reader, I think you'll enjoy this as well. But Gege Akutami, man, what is Gege doing is really our slogan for the
Oh
just for
man. Yeah, he's doing a lot right now.
What's this nigga thinking
Uh,
of?
I don't know. He doesn't know. He at
No.
this like he done said it before, and obviously I have talked about Akutami in length multiple times.
Of course.
Uh, Pause.
Weekly.
They uh, and I just sometimes he goes through these phases where it looks like he's writing his bars down, but then he's like freestyling in the middle of it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, listen, bro, you got to write the whole verse. Write the whole verse. We don't need you on here treating this like Sway in the morning. This is not Rap City. This is not the basement.
It's the
I need
five
you to write
fingers of
these.
doom, but he really only has the thumb and the pinky kind of figured out, and whatever the three
Yeah,
fingers in the middle, we'll get to when
yeah.
we get to it.
He's out there like cool hanging it. That's you know what I'm saying. Like
Hey
that's what he's
man.
doing right now. He got the thumb and the pinky. He don't have the other. He don't have the other. Like tools necessary to get the
Right.
job done in that way.
Hey man. Listen, that's just gay gay. It really just is what it is. Um the story of Jujutsu Kaisen, if you're not familiar and you're thinking this for the first time as we're doing this, the story of Jujutsu Kaisen is set in a world where cursed spirits feed on unsuspecting humans, and fragments of the legendary and feared demon Ryomen Sukuna have been lost and scattered about. Should any curse consume Sukuna's body parts, the power they gain could destroy the world as we know it. Fortunately, there exists a mysterious school of Jujutsu sorcerers who exist to protect the precarious existence of the living from the supernatural. Amen. Sell that to people. Um,
Um,
I
it's really it's man though. Like, granted, what he's doing now is a lot, and there's a lot of
mm-hmm.
confusion, and there's a lot of but let's kind of take away a little bit from the now and looking back at the shit that he's done before. All that
Amen.
he created one of them ones, man. Like,
Amen. Amen. Talk about it.
listen, especially like watch. We're gonna talk about it for these next few episodes, as we go through season one.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just stay on topic for now. Let's just
All
stay
right.
on in what we're doing now because the build up, the introductions. This is the this is how you kick off a fucking anime with this episode one. First scene, off rip.
What? All right. Before we get into the scenes, I have it on my notes here. What do you consider like a predecessor, like a father for Jujutsu Kaisen? Like, what is the anime that you feel like most closely resembles it, links it, can
Oh,
gather
Bleach.
inspiration?
I'm only gonna say Bleach because he's done said it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And you know what? I feel like that's one of the reasons why I watch Bleach to kind of like, okay, the kids are really influenced by Bleach. Like they are between Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, two major titles, two of the most popular titles over the last 3 years of anime. They're really, really inspired by Bleach. And now Bleach itself is back and it's doing its damn thing. But yeah, I like it because it feels like a millennial Gen Z kind of series. Um, it doesn't take place. It's not a period piece. It's not a this you have to kind of immerse yourself and understand the inner workings of culture back then in the Edo period of 19 or it's 746 BC or something along those lines. It is literally they have phones. It is modern. They use language. They do everything like that. And Gege is he's pretty much around our age and he's figured it out kind of like how we figure it out. I feel like if we could come up with a manga or a story that mostly has all the action of Bleach but kind of set in this kind of time period where it's very relatable, you would get Jujutsu Kaisen. Um
Yeah, definitely. I think one thing you brought up that I really enjoy about this is that it's not a timepiece. Like, it's set now,
yeah.
and
Well,
I
2018.
think 2018. Um, but no, like I like the fact that it's set in this like in today's times and
Mhm.
how I don't know. I feel that we get a lot of demon stuff that's set in some type of time period, whether it be in the future or super in the past. Like like having it now is really cool. Or it's not even just sometimes that, like sometimes it's set up in like a weird fantasy way. Like this
Mm-hmm.
feels like oddly, this feels like real life. Like if you know what I'm saying, like if curses were a real thing, I feel this is how it will play out
A little
in a
few
weird
tidbits
way.
before a few tidbits before we get into everything. According to an interview in 2021 by Gege himself, apparently JJK was supposed to be a one-shot volume, um, and it evolved after that. His editor stopped him from dropping JJK because they thought it would have potential. Um, let's see if I can figure out some stuff that aren't spoilers right now. Um, uh, Akutami Gege became a mangaka because he always loved manga. He befriended a girl who influenced him into creating his own manga series and getting him into drawing. Um, let's see. Number 9, a one shot written by Gege, was originally a draft for Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm not sure if you read number 9 by Gege. I have not.
Hey, shout out to him for doing it for the chicks.
Hey, man.
Shout out to
uh,
him for doing it for the bitches, bro. Like, hey man, shout out to him.
um, let's see if I can figure out some other stuff without. Nope, everything else is a spoiler. One more thing, because when you kick this series off, you got to talk about two things, and that is the opening song and that is the ending song, because bangers,
Bangers,
both.
bangers. How you get both of them? Oh, that opening song is crazy. I wasn't
It's
expecting to like it as much as I did. That
and
like
just
the
how
closing song off of Rip, I was just like, dang, this goes crazy. Like that first one, I was like, all right, then it was building up. And I was listening to some more. I was like, all right, hold on, nah, they got something here. And then it was just it took off from there. I was like, Jesus.
hey man, but that ending song, come on, the
The
feeling,
ending
Lost in
song
Paradise by Ali. Good lord, man, like it is
is
such a feel. It
I think it's
it threw
the
me off
graphic
because I didn't
too.
expect to feel good after watching this nigga fight a whole curse and stuff like that. I ain't expected two step, really, to be honest with you.
It's crazy too because first of all, like you said, it doesn't match the tone of this series at all. But
But it
at the
feel
same
but it feels
time,
like it does kind of too.
but at the same time, the closing animations with it,
Hmm.
it's like you get the song with the animations, you see them dancing, you see them, and you're just like, you want to get in the groove with it. You're like, hold
Right.
on, why my shoulders
Cause
start moving so crazy?
And the reason why I
Yeah,
say it kind of does fit it is because, like, I don't think Gege is super serious in itself, and I think he adds a little light and levity to the scenes that he's in. I mean, there's a fucking panda in this series. Um, there's various things that are just like enjoyable from the dialogue that aren't serious, but it isn't like general like anime um pervy old man, big titty little girl kind of comedy. It's like it it's light. It's really the conversation, it's really the dialogue that makes you fall in love with the characters, and you really have this like um fun times between everyone involved. And I feel like that's what the Lost in Paradise, it takes you there. It kind of reminds me of the to me it's like it's grown in iconic like the Yu Yu Hakusho theme of just like, damn, this feels good to just listen to. Like it's a banger itself. Um
oh yeah, for sure.
all right, let's get into episode 1. Thoughts on episode 1 before we really get into this thing.
Oh, that's an all-time episode one.
Mm,
That's up there.
mm.
Just from the opening scene alone.
Episode 1 is like when I look at how this series has evolved and I look at where they're at, I'm like, damn, I did not even remember that like this was kind of how it started. He started off so it feels so far away
Beat
is what I
up,
have in my
tied up.
notes. Yeah. Well, not even just that. Yuji Itadori kind of like he's a regular ass high schooler. Like a regular degular.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
high schooler, going through high school problems, and I feel like if this was set in the '90s, we would got like 4 episodes on that. Um, i.e., like Yu Yu Hakusho kind of. Um,
yeah. You gotta get
but the
the full setting.
right. But the pace of modern anime has like kicked up so much. But episode opens uh with Yuji Itadori having a secret execution being set, but as we pull back further, we explore his life as a high schooler while he's taking care of his ailing grandfather. He is extremely skilled for being a normal kid. I'm not sure if it's ever established why he's so skilled yet. Um, why he's so powerful, why he's like has kind of like extraordinary abilities just regularly. Um,
That boy was drinking his milk. Was doing
I
pull ups as a baby. That nigga
I
he was
feel like based
a
on
man
current
child.
stuff in the manga, I feel like we're getting close to figuring out. Um,
If if he was a today's athlete, bro, he'll be like a 5-star recruit right now. He would be on
bruh,
ESPN Top 100.
you would be whatever. WWE would have scooped him up and said like, "Nah, you got to wrestle for us."
Oh yeah,
Um,
nah, he would have been going crazy in the dub. Nah,
um,
I can see him being an indie cat. He looks like he wants the flippity floppities.
this
He
is
wants
true. Um, he's part of the occult research club that finds a strange finger that Megumi Fushiguro is also looking for. Little do they know that the finger tracks curses, as it is a cursed object. So I asked you this question. We brought up the magic word here, curse. Do you fully understand the concept of curse objects, and curse techniques in this series?
no.
Okay.
no,
It's the one thing I
no,
feel like
no. I don't
it's not as
understand it at all, and that's the
it's
best part about it. I don't understand anything that is going on in terms of like curse techniques. I just know, hey, there's these monsters and things that be popping up, and they got powers, and
on a
there's a way to
scale
beat them.
of the Dragon Ball Z power levels to like Hunter x Hunter Nen. Like, where does this
Oh,
fall? Like closer?
This is Nen for sure.
Nen is so complicated. I just don't even bother to like try to figure it out. I just kind of
We haven't even touched on domain expansions, domain
right.
like anything of that. Like
No, it's a lot. It's a lot. So one of the things, I'll be honest with you. So originally, I believe it was you who recommended me read this series, and I got as far up to maybe like halfway in season one before I realized I didn't really know what was going on. Nor did I understand the power scale. And he uses a lot of like visual, and you see this in the anime itself. He uses a lot of visual and textual communication to communicate like what curses are. And you know what? On a surface level, curses are just that. They are like everyone carries
it's
around a
bad
little bit
energy.
of
These niggas are bad
yeah,
vibes. It's just
yeah.
niggas with bad vibes, bro. That's
They
all it is.
they they're negative energy that comes from people. Essentially, people also let
They're
off
the niggas in the function with hoodies up and black Air Force Ones. Like
are
that's what they are. Like they just bad vibes. It's
curses. I should actually pull up the actual definition. But curses to me, in terms of my interpretation with this, curses are they represent essentially the negative energy of people, and they are kind of like forms that are brought up that regular people cannot see it, but if you are a sorcerer or you also are cursed, you can see them. Cursed objects are objects imbued with cursed energy, and then cursed techniques you can only use if you also have cursed energy itself. So it's really like the power scaling in this series. um
just
that
about how much of that bad energy can you take and control.
Pretty much, and
Kind
pretty
of.
much. Jujutsu sorcerers exist in this series to combat these curses that may grow stronger depending on the negative energy used. It is kind of like, it reminds me of the Chainsaw Man and kind of the devils. Um, Based on like, listen, most people are afraid. The devils are based on people's fears, and most people are afraid of the gun. So the gun devil is the most strongest thing here, and we have various you know cursed curses
Think
that
of
go through it that.
Think of the curse
That
that just gets stronger every time a girl go through her nigga phone. Like that's so crazy.
oh
That's so
fuck.
crazy. That is
Um
a wild curse. That should be a
so
devil.
oh gosh. I wouldn't even know what to call that devil, to be honest with you. The F around and find out devil.
Fuck
Um
around and find out. But
uh
yeah, nah. It's
so
yeah. That's a good comparison though. The curses and the devils is however much because they even said too of like there's certain emotions or certain things that most people don't care for and most people aren't
mhm,
scared of. So that's why there's
right.
easy curses or curses that no one even cares about.
Absolutely. So um Megumi and Yuji go to recover the finger, and that's where the action starts up. You see Megumi's Shikigami, the divine dogs, which I was like, damn, this is cool as fuck. Actually, this is like
Oh, the
cool as
divine dogs, yeah, divine dogs are hard and a code
in
name
order
for them.
yeah, in order to save Megumi from death, I'm skipping around. Yuji eats the finger and is now inhabited by the incarnate power of Ryomen Sukuna, King of Curses. Now steps up the problem. So this first episode, I mean, it takes us a bunch of things, but I will say it's expertly done from the animation to the to the story. If you could if you watch it all as its own thing, I think you would want to see how this continues to follow up, which I think is a great mark for a first episode, but it also contains enough action and like stuff like that. Like here's this big ass like curse that like goes after his friends, nearly kills his friends. Yuji with his extraordinary strength for some reason, he can also see these curses, which is interesting in itself.
We'll start
But now,
figuring out a little bit though as we go along. No quick spoiler when we figure out
mhm,
about where he comes from and who he comes from.
absolutely no, it's a little bit further down the line. Uh, so we're introduced to Sukuna, who is the king of curses. Um, Sukuna is pretty much the bane of existence for all Jujutsu sorcerers. He is known as the king of curses for a reason. He was the strongest curse it seemingly that has ever existed. But he was not killed, um, but he was sealed away in a vessel, and then the vessel I think was killed. Um, like they put him. He was. This is a good. Let me research this. Um, do I feel like I got it right here? Am I leaning in the right direction?
Oh, so you're saying
Sukuna. How did Sukuna's fingers become really the attention
the
source?
vessel
Like
of him?
right. Oh, okay. So
Well,
boom. All right. So boom.
mm,
It's right in this. It's the
oh,
first
you
fucking
got it.
paragraph of this fucking fandom. According to legend, during the golden age of Jujutsu, over 1,000 years ago, Sukuna was an imaginary demon. Though, in truth, he was a human sorcerer, and other sorcerers gave their all to defeat him. Oh, he did die. Okay. After his death, he became a cursed spirit, and his curse was too strong for the body to be fully destroyed. Henceforth, remains 20 indestructible fingers, preserved in gray wax, traverse the ages as cursed power and ever growing power. So essentially, what they're doing is they killed him, but they couldn't kill the body. So pretty much 20
Maybe
fingers.
that strong. It'd be like, damn, nigga, this nigga's still around, low
His
key.
spirit is too real, bro. I mean, that's how I feel like
That's
I
a
would go
real
out.
nigga.
To be honest with you, like you can't
Spirit
really
of Meelz
kill.
is too real.
You can't
Can't
break
really
my
kill
soul.
Meelz.
You can't break my
You
soul.
can't break my soul.
Um,
Imagine that plays every time you eat a finger. You can't break my soul. Ah, man,
uh,
who ate one?
um, Megumi, sensei, teacher, Satoru Gojo, the most OP man in anime, clearly. And teacher of Jujutsu High fights with Sukuna, holding his own. We're heading into episode 2 now. Until Yuji reappears in his body.
He
Uh,
said, "Give me 10 seconds."
yeah, but it's a you know what? It's a now looking at the series. kind of like looking forward and kind of seeing things and seeing um Sukuna versus Gojo. I'm like, you know, huh. This is all I say. When we get to the spoiler section, I'll have a lot more than to kind of say. But kind of seeing that in episode 1, episode 2 is kind of like, wow, this is, you know,
They're giving you the battle that you want to see so early,
yeah.
like
And
off rip. But the funny thing is that I think as the series goes along, we get into depth later in this. It's crazy how they're able to build up other fights to be more than just like I want to see that again.
right,
If you get what I'm
right.
saying,
No, absolutely. So
continue
episode
though.
1. No, episode 1 is in the books. We get various different things. You go through episode 2, we kind of find out more about Yuji and kind of his whole thing of like, okay, you ate the finger, motherfucker. So now everyone wants to kill you because you ate the finger. But realistically, now what the school wants to do is say, okay, let's feed him all the fingers and then let's kill him. We can get rid of Sukuna. We can get rid of this 20 finger problem that's been plaguing all the jujutsu sorcerers and all the cursed beings around the world. We can get rid of this problem if we feed him all 20 fingers and then we kill him. So,
But they didn't really think that plan through because you got to think he eats all 20, right?
sure.
Like
Who
y'all don't know how strong this is gonna be at the end of all this.
who gonna
Like,
check me? Who gonna check
yeah,
me if I eat all the
yeah,
fingers, nigga? Who gonna check me?
yeah. Who's gonna say anything or do anything to this kid? Like
You're already strong on
at any
yourself.
moment. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like that was very arrogant of them to just be like, we're gonna kill him after he could. It's like, yeah, after he consumes 20 power ups.
um.
That don't make no
Okay.
sense.
Let's see. All right. So I have this next section called 3 the Hard Way, the first years. Due to his talent not being a vessel for Sukuna, who is still scheduled to die unless they can find a way to exercise him, he enrolls in Jujutsu High. So Yuji is officially in Jujutsu High. He's going to be trained by Gojo. Let's talk about Gojo, Satoru Gojo. How do you feel about him?
Oh, what
What's the word that comes to mind when you think of Gojo?
a fucking man. The fucking man. Like, what more can I say?
How
Like,
dangerously close to
it's cool
Kakashi does
being.
he look?
Oh, very. It's the same thing. Just one
Cooler
is
than
way,
Kakashi?
way stronger. Yeah, definitely. He got Saint Laurent on for sure.
Mm.
Kakashi was still dressed up like a village nigga. Like this nigga Gojo low key really be putting that shit on.
Who would win, Gojo or Kakashi?
Oh, Gojo for sure. You see
Yeah,
how
man.
OP he is already.
Hey, man.
The only thing he can't be is the judicial system because he's locked up right now. Free my man.
Oh my
Like they
god.
had a like that is the only thing that he can't defeat. So low key Gojo might be a nigga. Uh,
um
is but no, he's smoking. He is smoking Kakashi. Let's not.
he's a teacher at Jujutsu High who is training the first year, second years, and third years. He does not
He's so cold.
really.
They don't understand why he's a teacher. They're just like, yo, like you're
Hey
wasting your
man,
time.
you could be doing better things, but he expresses, especially at the end of this like arc, this Fearsome Womb arc that we're talking about. He expresses that he wants to train the next generation of Jujutsu sorcerers because he hates the conservative hierarchy that's currently exists now that only seems to hold down and doesn't really have the best interest of the world in mind, only the best interest of themselves. So he wants to train people who are maybe as strong as him, maybe stronger than him. I don't know if he gets stronger than Gojo, to be honest with you. He's so OP. Even Gege knows he's OP. In various interviews, he states it. Which is why what happens to him happens. But um,
Free
he's
him.
a
Free Jeff.
uh he is what he is. Let's talk about Megumi Fushiguro. You always gotta have a
That's
nigga
my
like
guy.
him in your anime series, I guess.
Oh yeah, the moody nigga, the
Moody.
angry moody nigga.
It's
That
moody.
that's low key doubting himself also all the time.
Hey
Like he's
man.
really strong, but he could be so much stronger if he just kind of like grabbed his nuts. Yeah, that's him.
um, from a first glance, you'd be like, oh, that must be the Sasuke of the series. And you know what? In some bits, you might be right, but to be honest with you, he's not
But
really a
he's
little
not
bitch like
like
Sasuke.
see. My gosh, he's not. He's not
No,
no
he's
hoe
not.
like so.
He's
He's
he got a
no.
lot of things going on, but he's not like targeting people because of it. Like obviously he has a
Yeah,
lot
he
of
ain't no hoe. See, man, listen, he got some type of honor and code. Like he ain't no
yeah.
like you say, he ain't no bitch. He's not no bitch like Sasuke. Because listen, I'm gonna go off on a tangent about that young adolescent child,
Hey
but
man.
that 2D kid. But my nigga Megumi though, he a little moody, but he still you can count on him. He's reliable. He's still gonna come through
Absolutely.
for his homies. You know, he ain't gonna switch up on them just because he's feeling a little
He's
sad today.
and he got great techniques. I mean, that's something you
Yeah,
can't.
he ain't got great technique.
I
Off
mean,
rip.
that's fire enough to make him one of the most popular in the series. And then in episode 3, we're introduced to Nobaro Kukusaki, the lady, the most confident, the most unflappable, the most untouchable. Uh,
I fuck
make
her. She got
sure,
a chip on her shoulder. You know, she's
yeah,
like, nigga, I come from a small town. Like, you know, she like, I come from a. She like John Morant. She like, I come from a
she
mid major.
she was she I feel like she was like, yo, I'm too big for this city. I'm like, I'm too big for this town. I need to go to a city. I really need to stretch my wings. Like, but there's only so much that this country rural life can teach me. I need to go to a city and become one of the greatest, people that's ever existed. And again, not a weak, um, not a weak, fucking, not weak like, what's her name? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you talking
Sakura.
about yeah,
Sakura.
Sakura.
I mean, the
No one.
Naruto things is there.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's there because you got a moody black haired kid.
Come
You
on, Team
got
7. Come on, Team Kakashi. It's right there. Like, come on.
whatever.
Bright little Yuji, little
No, it
Moody.
is. It is. It's. I can't say it's not. It's
Right.
there.
But they
Obviously,
different.
it
They're
looks
they're
just like
different
it.
characters. Yeah.
He's like, what if
Maybe
I make them cool?
yeah, right? Like
He's like, what if I make them cool and
what if she was
likable?
tough and she also liked shopping? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if she was not completely tied to being like, I'm the damsel in distress woman of this series? And yes, you know, Sakura is strong in her own right, but she never really has a moment or anything notable or popular or poppin' or anything like that. Like, what I asked when I was watching
And
Naruto for the
listen,
first time.
no one ever says that Sakura is their favorite, bro.
I mean, that was essentially it. I was like, yo, I remember I asked on the timeline
No,
as I
you
was
don't got no
watching
Sakura
Naruto for
stance. Niggas just be in there
yeah.
just like, all right, cool. She
I was
cool.
like, yo, does Sakura have a moment in it? And it was like, no, she doesn't. Like this is honestly as good as it gets. Like it is what it is. Um, but hey, it is what it is. Those are three. I mean, in the first couple of episodes, we're introduced to them. I love kind of seeing Nobaro and how she handled and her, her curse tools and how she
Oh, her
utilizes
curse
them.
technique and her curse tool is so hard.
It's
Nail
fire,
and
bro.
hammer.
As you
It's
gotta,
too tough.
yeah.
Too
And
tough.
you and Yuji only
Tim the
has
fucking
natural
tool
ability.
man.
He only has natural ability to kind of run off of, and that seems to be enough. And the mere fact that it's like on par with these people who are actual jujutsu sorcerers is kind
Hey,
of
what if she
scary.
come back with like a nail gun or some shit? That'd be
Hey,
hard. She got the
hey,
real
man,
Mosca tool.
first of all, you gonna stop spoiling this damn series. That's what you gonna do.
Oh, that's why I
We're
need to
only
stop.
we got to get to the
It's
spoiler
hard.
section. We got to get to the spoiler section.
It's hard when you were a manga
Of course, nah.
Like I see it from a point of view of, man, we done been saw and seen that.
Absolutely. No,
But
I agree with
I
you. I
forgot that
agree with
there's
you.
some the anime only people. I apologize.
Amen. Anime onlys. Respect them. Respect them. Let's talk about the death of Yuji Itadori. Who
That
else
is
could
hilarious. That's
be
a
the
hilarious thing.
protagonist and die within the first second 7 episodes of the series? Only him and Goku, to be honest with you. That's it. That's a
Hilarious.
great
It's
class to be in.
that,
Um,
but it's just like that was no Urameshi.
Urameshi. Oh yeah, he dies literally
He dies
seconds
first
into the
episode.
series.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
look at that. Legends.
Come on.
Legends.
Legends. Nothing but
Um,
legends.
okay, so with Gojo out doing other things, the three are assigned to take on a cursed womb. Again, another cursed terminology that I wasn't familiar with. So cursed wombs are kind of like these wombs that could potentially produce a special grade curse. Special grade is the highest grade of curse. It goes from, I believe, grade 4 to special grade. I could be wrong. Or grade 3. I'm not
Yeah.
sure of the hierarchy.
Grade 4. Because remember we did our grade tier.
Oh yes, this is absolutely true. Go back and listen to that episode. Spoilers: the special grade curse has already been, so they're sent to a detention center where the special grade curse is pretty much running amok against these criminals that live in the detention center, and people are like, "Yo, they don't deserve. They are criminals, but they don't deserve to die." Spoiler alert: they're all dead already. Special grade curse has been produced, and he has killed everyone that's supposed to be there. Yuji wants to save these people because he's like, yo, we gotta save them. I'm a protagonist. This is what we do. We gotta save them, even though they're
Megumi's
dead.
like, fuck these niggas.
Fuck these niggas. You know he was a pervert and he would touch little girls and shit. Like fuck that nigga. Um, fair.
All of them
He was like, yo,
dead. It's fine. They're not worth
Megumi's like, I don't save terrible people. And you know what?
I agree with them.
I agree.
I
Not
agree
wrong.
with them.
Anyway,
Well, depending
Nobara.
on their charges. Because, like, what if there's a couple guys in there for like an ounce of weed? Then I'll be like, oh, damn, I felt bad. I'll
This is
be
true.
picky and
Yeah.
choosy. Right?
I mean, you think Megumi is that kind of uptight? You think he's uptight? He's like, these niggas is breaking the law. I mean, you can't
I
really
don't think
break the
so.
law
I
for an
think
ounce,
that I mean, it depends on where they're at, though. It could have been at, like a Supermax. And then, that's like violent offenders and people really
You were
doing shit.
lacing them. You gotta die. Fuck you.
Yeah, yeah, like he was.
Oh my god, his
Yeah, no,
moral
I don't know.
compass.
His moral compass
Um,
is all. It's not like all over the place, but at the same time, it's like you be killing people.
this is true. Um, so special grade curse separates Nobara from everything, and then Yuji tells Megumi to go find Nobara while he takes on the curse with the intention that he will ask Sukuna for help. So he asks Sukuna for help, and Sukuna's like, "Fuck you, I don't do what you tell me to do." But eventually, Sukuna does come out, and Sukuna is like, "I'm out. I'm out here. I'm doing my thing. Yo, special grade curse. We can go kill these students together if you down with it. But the special grade curse is doing way too much. Just not obeying. Trying to kill Sukuna. So Sukuna pretty much tortures the special grade curse and eventually murks him too. Yuji is
What a
unable to.
legend!
Yeah,
I'm
Yuji's
surprised no Florida rapper has gotten the Sukuna tattoos yet.
We might have to look into that one. Let's do some research. Uh,
It's definitely gonna
Yuji,
be a rapper from Florida, though. I know that
no,
for a fact.
absolutely. Uh, so Yuji is unable to switch bodies back from using Sukuna too much, and Sukuna is prepared to go on a rampage, and he leaves the detention center. As Megumi is sending Nobara to go get help, Megumi approaches Sukuna, and they have their exchange. And now we're seeing, you know, another anticipated fight that I guess is something at the end of the series, or anticipated thing. Sukuna versus Megumi. Um, Megumi says, "I'm taking this body hostage. Fuck out of here," and pulls out his own heart. Well, pulls out Yuji's heart. Sukuna doesn't have a heart. No heart. 21 Savage. Metro Boomin. Um, he pulls out his heart, says, "I'm taking the body hostage, and if this nigga wants to switch back, he can die." So Sukuna fights Megumi, and Sukuna's like, "Yo, I like the cut of this man's jib. Look at it. He got shadow techniques. What's that? Is that an owl? Is that what kind of are those frogs? Is that? Look at all his shikigami right now. This is incredible. Like he's got some skills to pay the bills." Sukuna's like, "I like this guy, so I'm not really gonna kill him. I could have killed him, but I ain't going to." Megumi eventually reveals what happened to his sister, which we'll talk about later. And that he only wants to save good people, which is why he didn't save that pedo guy. Pedo in the detention center got his body wrecked. And Yuji takes his body back and hears all this before he dies. And it's a somber moment because they're, obviously mourning the loss of their bro that they just met 2 days ago. And Yuji dies, episode 7. Well, not episode, this is like episode like 5. Into the series. But fast forward, Yuji Itadori, in fact, doesn't die. Let's talk about
Yeah, you
this.
can't kill off the main character that quick.
He gets into his body. We're getting real Yu-Gi-Oh shit right here. If you watch Yu-Gi-Oh, you'd know how this is weird. He's inside Sukuna. I guess his essence is living inside of his body, which is living inside of Sukuna's thing because he ate the fucking finger. And he says, "I don't want to die. Bring me back to life." And Sukuna's like, "I'll restore your life in exchange for being able to operate in the real world." And Yuji's like, "No dice. Fuck you." And Sukuna's like, "How about this? I'll give you a pact. I can only come out for a minute, but I can't kill people." And Yuji's like, "I still don't trust you. Nah, I'm not really fucking with that. I would rather you not exist in any kind of capacity. Also, I don't believe you won't kill people." And Sukuna's like, "That's the pact, motherfucker."
You
Like,
caught me. You caught
no,
me.
he was like, "That's the
You
pact.
caught me
If I go
red-handed.
against it, I'll die." And Yuji's still like, "I don't really know about this." And then Sukuna's like, "All right, how about this? How about we have a battle to the death? And if you win, I'll do what you want. And if I win, I'll do what I want." And he immediately kills Yuji. Like instantly. So Yuji wakes up butt ass naked in the doctor's office. And he's alive again. And this is awesome. Our main character is back alive again. And Gojo says, "No, no, 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 no. We're not going to reveal you to the world. We don't want the principal in on this. We don't want the higher ups to be in on this. We don't want anyone to know that Sukuna's vessel is still alive. I'm going to train you. And then we're going to shock the world. We're going to shake the room for real. And when you
Shock
pop
the
out,
world.
like a little TJ, it's going to be big. It's going to be big." How did you feel about this entire?
I fuck with it. You know what? Why not? Because it establishes. I think it does something for Sukuna where he's like, he kind of, in a weird way, puts himself in the background. So
Mm-hmm.
now this whole series isn't completely focused on
Mm.
Sukuna. You know, like it allows Yuji to become his own character and be his own character. We don't always have to sit there and worry about like Sukuna's popping out or Sukuna killing because now he has his pack and now there's some boundary lines with it. You can't go too crazy
Absolutely.
with it now. So I think
Absolutely.
them setting the boundary line how they did with this was amazing because he's dead. And to the rest of the world and the rest of the people in the rest of the world in terms of the series, he's still dead. And he's training and he's trying to get, he's getting ready to come back and it's,
Learning how to use curse techniques and curse powers and all the other
yeah,
shit.
yeah. So he's doing his thing right now. It gives
So
them some time to allow him to build and not like in a weird way, he's still a rookie and a novice. And the other first years can really get shit done. So it
absolutely.
allows them to do their thing while he's still learning this shit, and he's not like getting in the way and doing all this other shit. Now when he comes back, he's kind of able to jump in head first and run alongside like his
and
classmates.
and I appreciated all of this. So I'm watching Bleach. Well, actually, I stopped watching Bleach. I'm gonna watch it. I'm picking it back up again, but I'm post the rescue thing
You're
arc.
not. You're not
No,
gonna. You're
I'll
not
pick it
gonna
up.
pick it up.
I
No, you
gotta,
won't.
I gotta see it
That's
through.
like every anime watcher's favorite lie.
I'll see it through. No, if it was One Piece, I've been telling people I'm gonna pick up One Piece for like 2 years. But I like one. There isn't some big training arc shit. We aren't getting 7 episodes of this nigga trying to use curse techniques and trying to like punch through a block or like da 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 da. Like it's very small things, and then it's like implied like, oh, this nigga got better at it. Great. Let's not waste any time doing some big Naruto ass arc about training and honing your powers and learning how to use the Rakugan or whatever the fuck it is, um, and all this other stuff like that. So I appreciate that. Um, I appreciate that this pulls. It doesn't really pull Yuji out the picture, to be honest with you. It puts him to the side for like maybe like a couple episodes, but he's still in the picture, just working independently. But everyone is working independently on becoming stronger in their own ways, and it's kind of refreshing in this way. Um,
Yeah,
anyway, so while Satoru Gojo is training Yuji to channel his secret cursed energy for the Kyoto Goodwill event, Nobara and Megumi are like, damn, bro, we were down to 2. Like, how did we get here? Like, death is real. Gosh,
yeah,
this sucks.
fucks him up.
And they're introduced to the second year students, Uzumaki Zenin, Togi Unumaki, and Panda. Thoughts about these 3? What are your thoughts?
Funny group that hold it down, but a
Great,
hilarious group of
great dynamic.
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a panda.
All
You get a guy who can only speak in what is it? Sushi ingredients,
yeah, pretty much. Rice ball.
and
Salmon flakes.
yeah, and then you
Cursed
get
speech is
Maki,
real.
who yeah, for real. And then you get Maki, who is
Has no cursed
no
energy at
curse
all.
energy, has no curse energy at all, but will beat the brakes off of you.
She's just naturally gifted. She is that bitch in more ways than one.
Nah, for real.
Um, so we meet them, and they said that, oh, we'll train you because we have the Kyoto Goodwill event that comes up every year. Usually we have Yuta Okotsu with us, but he's studying overseas right now. This is the first mention of Yuta. If you watch Jujutsu Kaisen 0, you know all about what Yuta is about and where he's at and what he's doing and all types of other cool shit like that. They meet with Mai, who is Maki's sister, and what's my name? Io.
Oh yeah,
Ayo?
Io Toto.
Toto. Toto, yeah. I'm calling him Toto because I don't really know what the Io means. Toto Ayo Toto. Who gets in the fight with the first years themselves and they overpower them
Oh,
to
that's not a fight. That was a molly-whopping. That was a thrashing. That was a yeah, they got the foo fops put on them. That was crazy.
We get to meet with them, but we get to learn about the rival school, Kyoto Jujutsu High School. So we get a little bit of high school, rival high school. We get a little bit of that flavor. We also get, you're introducing them more kids and all this other stuff like that. So that's a cool little tidbit about this. Io Toto, we're gonna Ao Toto when we get to him in the future, one of my favorites. First question is, what type of women are you into? Um,
Feel that's a reasonable question to ask another man that you meet.
I don't know, man. What if you're not
What?
into women? What if
Hey, it's good. Hey, listen.
what kind of
Sometimes you just
girls do you
gotta
like, man? That's a
reason. I feel a reasonable question. Why not?
What would your
All
answer
for
be?
real. What kind of girls do you think? Me?
Yeah,
Um,
didn't think I would ask that,
nah, I didn't.
huh? We'll save
If
that
it
for
was
another
that
time.
nigga asking, if that was that nigga asking me, I would say tall with a big butt like Meg the Stallion to prevent having to box that nigga. See how he's built? Crazy. Not my
Fair.
waist class. No blower on me. I was in school. Got
Oh my
three
god!
teachers
Wait,
battle.
what would your ideal curse
Nah,
technique be?
my ideal course technique. Low
What
key,
would you
Yuji
want?
got it.
Yeah,
Yuji
that's what
got it.
I feel like yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
I want to
it
be
might be
straight
Yuji.
hands. I just want to be like Yuji got the perfect one. It's straight boxing.
Mm, I do like curse speech, but also not being able to say anything is pretty tough. Um,
Yeah, nah. You gotta be a mute.
but I like Toto's stuff too. Man hit a German suplex on Megumi and knocked his fucking block off. Um,
But he kind of got the same. Nah, his curse technique's kind of hard though, because he's kind of straight hands, but
he can do a little extra,
he
you
got
know.
that clapping technique where he can
Eh,
pop,
we gonna
switch
talk about
places
it.
with you.
We'll get
Yeah,
to it.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Anime only. You've watched this
But
already.
yeah, no,
Um,
I gotta be a strictly hands person. I really don't want a weapon or anything like that. I feel that
mm.
when you can rely on hands, it makes the weapon usage easier.
When your gun slides all the way across the floor, you
That's
just
what I'm
need.
saying. They like you got no hand experience because you've been
Yeah.
walking around here with this weapon this entire time. You're relying on it. Now
Uh
you done
huh.
lost it. Now you sitting there like, oh shit. Now what do I do? I gotta
Oh
hurry up and try
man.
to getting my weapon back is first priority instead of killing this. Like
Hey man.
it doesn't help. If I could just already got hands, if I get a weapon, that's like, oh, that's just a bonus for me now. If I lose it, oh well, I'm back to just being me.
So we finally meet the villains of the series during all of this in a coffee shop, random coffee shop. This is fucking hilarious.
Oh,
Um,
like Goodfellas.
yeah. I don't. I guess it was a restaurant more than
This is
anything.
like when them niggas were meeting in American Gangster when Frank calls all his brothers up. And he's sitting in a coffee shop. He pouring
Um,
the sugar all extra long. Yeah,
so an unnamed jujutsu sorcerer who we learn now is what's my man's name? Fuck. Don't say it because I know you're gonna spoil it. Um, fuck. I gotta figure out his name. I have it written down here, but I didn't. Ghetto. There we go. There we go. That's his name. That's for sure his name, and not any other name. Um, but it's a Ghetto, which is a hilarious name. Now I'm saying it's a Guru Ghetto. Uh, it's sitting down. He's meeting up with some uh cursed, curses, and they talk about like, yo, we have a plan. We want curses are really the true beings on earth. Like humans think they're the dominant thing, but it should be reversed, and they should be the ones living in fear and living in anonymity, and we should be like the dominant, like default being ever. And that's kind of how we live. And he's got his little gang of Jogo and fucking, I think it's just Jogo who shows up, right? No, I think it's another curse too. They're wondering how to get past Gojo because that's what the Ghetto says. He's like, listen, if you can't get past Gojo, it's a no go. You know what I'm saying? Um, and they said, oh, the only way you're not gonna beat him by battling. You're gonna have to seal this motherfucker off in the prisoner
told you
home.
you gotta get him. You gotta get him in front of the jury. It's like y'all doing too much. You can't kill this nigga. Get him in front of the judge.
So Jogo says, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna try to kill this nigga myself. So as Gojo's on his way to go see the higher ups of the Jujutsu High Academy, um, Jogo approaches Gojo on the road and he throws all types of fire type attacks at him, all types of lava fumes, ember, flamethrower, all types of other shit. Um, they don't know that Gojo is a Gojo type, you know. He is
Oh yeah, nah, he
none
ain't
of that shit
know.
affects him. my,
How you
my man
have
got
zero weaknesses in all strengths? That's crazy.
Gojo type. Um, And in one of the most incredible visual sequences that we ever see, this is like the first time you're like, oh, this shit is like movie level shit on TV. Like
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mappa is like, while everyone is busting their ass for Mappa, they are killing it. Like they're doing the damn thing, especially with this animation stuff. Gojo pretty much, I mean, you do the special domain stuff. I don't even want to talk about special domains right now because special domains is
Oh
another.
yeah, nah, that
It's
we'll get into it at some point.
but
We're gonna
essentially
just
special
link a YouTube
domain
video.
right, special domain is like if I use my special domain, it's a one shot kill. You cannot kill it unless you have a stronger special domain. Well, Gojo's a Gojo type. So Jogo says, oh, you're in my special domain now. It's about to be done for you. Also, by the way, sidebar, Gojo brings Yuji along randomly. He's like, watch this, I'm about to do some fly shit. And Yuji's like, where am I? But anyway, Gojo uses the flyest fucking move ever. I believe it's called like blue. Was it red or blue or something along those lines? Um, but he uses his domain, Infinite Void, and boy, did that knock this man's
That
socks off.
not this. It's like you said, Gojo is just one of those guys that sometimes you just need an anime. You just need a guy who just can't be beat
Yeah,
by anything, anyone. It makes the fun of how do you neutralize them, like it makes that more fun. Like the fact
yeah,
that like you can't kill him, and like they're
you can't.
obviously showing this now. Wow,
Yeah,
so it's like, what can we absolutely do? And obviously we figure it out. But
no, they can't. They
yeah,
can't kill him. They can't kill him.
yeah, you
And
can't kill him. This guy is not. He didn't come to fuck around. He didn't come to play. He's like, listen, dog, I didn't. In season two, you'll understand why he has to become the beast he becomes.
eventually, Hanami shows up. One of his other Jogo's lady friend. Ooh, I was like, damn, a lady. Okay. Um, Hanami shows up, rescues Jogo. Uh, and then Gojo's like, damn, I'm gonna have to train Yuji to become stronger because these niggas is no joke. Jogo and Hanami go back and meet up with pretty much Geto, and Geto's like, see, told you, you should have. I'm gonna have to seal this motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
Listen, bro. It was like you playing too much. He was playing with fire, and I like, what? As a real leader, I like how he let him crash out like that. He was just like,
absolutely,
listen, I don't need no weak link on the table, anyways. If this nigga can't listen to simple instructions, let him die.
and we are introduced to Jogo and Hanami's leader, which is Mahito. Um, so we introduce Mahito. I don't want to do the character analysis now because we pretty much get into him pretty much all of next arc. It's the versus Mahito arc. Um, but Geto pretty much says that listen, they need to follow his plan and we need to follow it out. October 31st, Shibuya. Bada bing, bada boom. And that is the end of the Fearsome Womb arc. It is 8 episodes. We really get into stuff. We find out kind of like the structure of the show and where it's going to be at. Who are the main players? What are we targeting? Where are we angling towards? Who is OP? Who is not OP? Who is P? Who is not P? Um, Everything. We find out it all. Um, what are your thoughts on this arc as we close it off?
I really hope when we look back at the tier rankings, I put this in the S tier.
This doesn't need to be S tier, bro. There are S tier arcs here. Like this is good,
There
but
is.
it ain't as good as it gets.
This was special.
This
Rewatching
was
it,
nice. No, I was rewatching. I was like, oh,
special.
this is nice.
This is special. This is a special arc, man. Getting him come back, seeing everything, like seeing him in action, like the Sakuna setup, the setup of the villains, and like how he's now in the mix in the middle of all that. Because now it's like they want Sakuna on their side, and how it's just how everything is set up here. You
Mm-hmm.
see him die, you see him come back to life. I think
Right.
if the main character dies in the first arc, you gotta S tier immediately. I feel you got to. But overall, I really love this arc. I really love the setup of everything they did here, especially when you look at the long standing effects that some of these things have. Um I think that I don't know. I just feel like this is one of those ways that you just kick off an anime. This is how you like
Mm.
get people drawn in to watch your stuff.
Anime only people. We're gonna bid you adieu, and we want to thank you for tuning in, and thank you for being so loyal to just the anime. I feel you. Um, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in a special part called the spoiler section. Um, it's the first time we've ever done this, but this was the first time I really get to talk about manga on this podcast since you guys, big eyes, is no longer a thing. Um, so we're gonna get into the spoiler section. We're gonna kind of look back, kind of do, I won't say post mortem because it ain't dead, but we're gonna kind of look back and see like how this beginning part affects where we're currently at in the story and how do we necessarily feel about all these things. So anime onlys, thank you. Spoiler section in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sir. All right.
Yes.
So I love this arc. First of all, the beginning of it is so much more different than where we're at now. And the fact that we get introduced to the prism realm this early, which becomes a major, pretty much what Gege says is that he made a character too OP in this series, and that's why he had to seal him off in the prison realm, which is why they introduced the prison realm so fucking early
But
in
that's
this
the
show.
best, and that is like one of the best ways to do that. Like, fuck, because now too, you understand like how that tips the scales, and now you take him out. Now the good guys are like, man, shit, we kind of lost our guy. Like now that forces other people to step up. Now, granted, they have some other very very strong characters on their side, so it's not like they're completely assed out. But when you take out a guy like fucking Gojo, that changes the game plan a little bit. So the fact that he was just like, you know what, we're gonna seal this nigga away. We're gonna put him in a prison realm where there is no contact. There's only one way to get him out. Like, and they have to go through the complications of getting him out.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's
We both
ridiculous.
ranked we
But
both ranked this arc grade 1, by the way.
okay, I'll accept grade one.
Yeah. I love what else is thing. I mean, the fights, the fact we see Gojo versus Sukuna now, as we're anticipating, hopefully Gojo versus Sukuna the rematch. And Gojo himself says, well, Yuji asked him, or maybe it's Megumi, is like, do you think you could have beat it against Sukuna? And he was like, he might give me some trouble. But really, I'm gonna wipe the floor with this nigga. And now I'm like, now I'm looking towards as we're approaching the end of the series. I'm like, is Gojo really gonna come out here and one punch man this Sukuna nigga? I always felt like, based on the story, that it was much closer than we think. But going back to these chapters, I was like, maybe it's not. Maybe
I
Gojo
don't
is the
know.
true
I
key.
don't. I don't know if that ends up happening because so are we under the impression that as soon as he eats the final finger, Sukuna's gonna completely just take over his body?
How far are you into the series? Have you read the latest chapters?
No, I have not.
Good
They
lord,
explain it
man.
in the latest chapters, huh?
No, but there's an exciting development that I also wanted to talk about.
Oh,
Um,
you can talk about it.
that Sukuna takes over Megumi's body. Did
Oh
you get to that
shit!
part? See,
No, I did not get to that part.
so now there's like this other instance now.
I'm gonna tell you exactly where I'm at. I'll tell you the exact chapter I'm at. I am
You're
on
still at
chapter.
them trying to fight Ghetto,
I'm
or
I'm 10 chapters behind.
okay, so you're still too far behind. But Sukuna takes over
I'm oh
um
tight. Well,
Megumi's
it really don't
body,
bother me, bro.
and now I'm like, okay, so if they do Gojo versus Sukuna, it's kind of like Gojo versus Megumi, and Gojo helped raise Megumi. So there's a story within that. So it might not be Gojo might say like, "Yo, I really don't want to kill this guy. I may have to pull back. I may not be the person who would be able to do this."
I feel that he would probably have the same reluctancy against fucking Yuji. It's like, I trained this
This is true.
guy. I think
Yeah.
regardless, he would have the reluctancy of not really
But
wanting to kill one of his
I feel like
students.
they've already
Like,
established that they want to kill Yuji from episode 1. It's like you're gonna die or not gonna die, but chances are you're gonna die. Actually,
but
both options are
even
you're gonna
then,
die.
though, I felt that his sentiment wasn't, "I'm gonna kill you," though.
Mm, I feel you. Um,
I feel that he was just relaying the message. Hey, nigga said you finna die regardless, one way or the other. You kind of
but
get to
this is the
choose how
only
you
way to
go.
get rid of Sukuna. Like this isn't if you don't kill Yuji, Sukuna is going to continue to exist and continue to be a source of things that all these curses and special grade curses, the 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 act of aggression and stuff doesn't end unless Sukuna is gone. And to kill Sukuna, you have to kill the vessel that he's currently inhabiting, which is Yuji, if they can kill him. Um, so uh other parts that tickled me through this entire thing, just seeing Nobara.
Oh yeah,
It's nice
sweet
seeing
on
her.
them. It's
Yeah.
great seeing her. What happened? What
Uh,
she goes through is kind of
yeah.
gruesome.
It's
She
it's
has her
great seeing her
afro face.
backstory. Reminded me of her backstory too, and kind of like she wants to see this person again, and maybe that'll happen at some point during the series. Another part that tickled me is the first mention of Megumi's sister in all of this, because I won't spoil you, but Megumi's sister is in the latest chapters now, and it's it's very different now. Um,
Spoil ahead.
no, all right. So Megumi's sister is inhabited by another Sukuna-like spirit. Like,
Oh, then turn this up.
and then so
All
Sukuna
right.
actually, I haven't read today's chapter, but Sukuna and Megumi's sister, I mean Sukuna who's inhabiting Megumi is going to fight the spirit who's inhabiting Megumi's sister. Um,
That's so lit.
so I'm
Yeah,
glad I
yeah.
could.
See, I need,
I you need to catch up.
you're giving me. I do need to catch up. It's been
It's been
reading
a
has
while. You
been
can catch up now and then leave it to rock for a couple weeks.
I'm gonna catch up. I'm gonna catch up by next episode. I'm gonna be all the way there. So when we do the spoiler section, obviously,
Okay.
I feel this next arc very
Well,
much ties into a lot.
the next arc is filled with people who are at this point two major people who I feel like are cool but are no longer in the series at this point.
Oh yeah, that's
um,
true.
so it is what it is. But you know what? Let's wrap up the spoiler section there because we got plenty of spoilers. We got at least 4 weeks of damn spoilers to talk about.
Oh
Um,
yeah, for sure.
let's wrap it up there. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any other notes or is there anything you want to talk about, if you want to join our Discord and talk about this shit, hit me up, Meelz TV on Twitter, or you can hit LJ up at only at LJ on Twitter. Or
Where I
you can
will be
subscribe.
caught up.
Right. Or you can subscribe to the Lookout RNC on Twitter. Lookout RNC. Make sure you tune in to this episode. Make sure you tune in to Subslide, Dubslide. Make sure you tune into everything that we got going on. And yeah, it's we got a lot going on, but I'm happy to continue to go through these series. The next arc, the versus Mojito arc, the biggest fake out that I've ever fucking seen. I can't believe they put Junpei in the fucking intro to the damn the damn arc to make them look like they were friends, and then this nigga dies and all this other shit like that. So um yeah, fuck yeah, gay. But we'll see you
Oh,
guys.
don't go that far.
No,
Don't
we
do
won't.
that.
No, I'm
No.
not. I don't mean it. But thank you guys for tuning in, and yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Take care.